Have you ever felt that weird, painful paradox? Wanting love more than anything in the world, but then watching it slip through your fingers every single time? It's like this silent tragedy so many of us are living. But what if I told you it's not bad luck? And it's definitely not some flaw in your character. It's actually your brain's programming. So let's really get into this.
It's just so frustrating, isn't it? To really want that connection, only to find yourself right back at square one, again and again. But the thing is, this isn't a personal failure. It's a completely human experience. And it's all rooted in the biology of how our brains evolved and how our earliest experiences kind of sculpted this subconscious blueprint for what love is supposed to feel like.
And this right here is the heart of the problem. What feels like just a string of bad luck is actually this hidden war going on inside of you. See, consciously, you're out there searching for that secure, loving connection, but deep down, subconsciously, your brain might be running a totally different program, one that is screaming, avoid vulnerability, it is not safe. It's this internal tug of war that keeps love at arm's length.
All right, so to really get this conflict, we've got to rewind, like way back. We need to look at your brain's original operating system, its survival mode, and understand exactly why, for our brains, safety will always come before love.
This is the absolute key to understanding everything. For literally millions of years, your brain's #1 job was never to find a soulmate. It was just to keep you alive. Its entire structure was fine-tuned to spot threats and keep you safe. So in that ancient primal equation, love wasn't the priority, survival was. And that means that real, genuine intimacy can actually be flagged by our brain as a potential threat.
So how does that even happen? Well, it all comes down to something called emotional memory. Every single experience you've had with connection, good or bad, leaves a little neural imprint, like a trace memory in your brain. So if your early experiences linked love with things like rejection or inconsistency or even betrayal, your brain literally writes a code that says love equals danger. And this isn't a thought, It's a deeply embedded wire in your emotional center, the limbic system.
And you can actually see how this wiring plays out chemically in your body. When your brain perceives safety in a connection, it floods your system with oxytocin, that amazing bonding hormone that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. But if your emotional memory flags intimacy as a threat, your brain slams the brakes on oxytocin and floors the accelerator on cortisol, the stress hormone. So you're consciously wanting to get closer, but your body is physically gearing up for a fight. Wild, right?
Okay, so that's the science part, the why. But how does this actually show up in our lives? Let's explore the how, the specific, often subtle ways we end up sabotaging love, all thanks to that subconscious part of our brain doing its thing.
95%. Just let that number sink in for a second. The vast majority of your daily actions, your reactions, your choices, they're not made by your logical, conscious mind. Nope, they're driven by this powerful, automatic, subconscious programming. And that, for sure, includes who you feel that spark with.
And this is exactly why we can be so powerfully drawn to people in situations that just aren't good for us. See, your brain isn't actually looking for what's healthy, it's scanning for what's familiar. So if your emotional memory of love is tied to, say, chaos or unpredictability, then a calm, stable person might feel boring, while someone who creates anxiety feels like passion. That intense magnetic chemistry you feel, it isn't always a sign of a soulmate. A lot of the time, it's just your subconscious recognizing a familiar old and often painful pattern.
And here's another classic way this shows up. A lot of us wear our emotional distance like it's a badge of honor, right? We call it being independent. But so often, it's really a neural defense mechanism. The brain, having been hurt before, just builds these emotional walls to stop that kind of pain from ever happening again. It's not a weakness at all. It's a smart, protective strategy that just might have outlived its purpose. Oh, and if you're an overthinker, this one is for you. All that analyzing and predicting and replaying every single conversation, that's not your intelligence at work. It's your anxiety, disguised as control. It's trying to wrestle back a sense of certainty. What it actually does, though, is pull you out of the present moment and into your head, totally disrupting the emotional sync you need for real connection. Your body might be there on the date, but your mind is off running a million calculations. And trust me, people can feel that.
Okay, so I know that might sound a little bleak, but here's the good news. The really, really good news. This is the hopeful part of the story. You are not stuck with your programming. So let's talk about rewiring your brain and creating a brand new path to emotional safety.
The magic word here is neuroplasticity.
This is the incredible, scientifically proven ability of your brain to literally change, to reorganize itself, and to form new connections all throughout your life. It means that no matter what your past looks like, your love blueprint is not set in stone. It can be rewritten. You can actually create a new future for yourself.
So, how do we actually do it? Well, it starts with this simple but definitely not easy 3-step process. First, you have to become aware. You've got to catch that urge to pull away or overthink right in the moment it's happening. Second, you interrupt it. You just pause, take a deep breath, stop the automatic reaction. And third, you consciously choose a new feeling. You intentionally practice feeling calm or safe or even just a little self-compassion. And every single time you do this, you are physically, literally rewiring your brain.
So what's the ultimate result of all this rewiring? What's the payoff? Well, the goal isn't just to fix a problem. It's about a fundamental shift in your entire being. It's about becoming emotionally magnetic. It's about moving from a state of chasing love to just effortlessly attracting it.
See, attraction at its core is energetic. There's this cool phenomenon called limbic resonance. It's basically when our nervous systems subconsciously talk to each other and get in sync. When you're operating from fear and anxiety, you're broadcasting a signal of tension. But when your nervous system is calm and regulated, you broadcast this powerful biological signal of safety.
So here's what it all boils down to. The work you do to heal yourself, to regulate your emotions and create that inner feeling of safety, it's not just for you. It's the most profound form of seduction there is. In a chaotic world, a calm and safe presence is unbelievably magnetic. It turns your very being into a safe harbor for other people.
And this brings us to this beautiful, beautiful paradox. The old way is chasing after love, trying to get someone else to fill an empty space inside of you. But the new way, it's all about embodying peace within yourself first. Because when you no longer need love to feel whole, love just naturally flows to you because you've become a source of the very stability and safety that real connection needs to thrive.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? This whole journey, from understanding your survival wiring to actively rewiring it. It all leads to this moment. You stop pushing away the very thing you want most. Love doesn't slip away anymore because you finally taught your brain that it's safe to let it stay.
So the only question left is the one you get to answer for yourself. With this knowledge, with this incredible power of neuroplasticity literally in your hands, what new story of love are you going to teach your brain?